Maybe you know that this property is way up on the top of a mountain, and there is absolutely no way that this thing is in a flood zone. It doesn't matter. You still have to get that determination for the property, and you have to do it prior to closing. And if you don't, that's a violation. Okay, and we'll talk about the violations. They're pretty steep in this portion of the rule, even if it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. But it must be completed prior to loan closing. But the best practice is to do it as early as possible because maybe you think you know where all the flood, zones are in your lending area, but a lot of times people get shocked. So you want to do it as early as possible because what you're going to find out is once that determination says, yes, this is in a flood zone or this collateral, you're going to have flood insurance. Then you're going to have to go through a notice process and you have to give the customer time to go out and buy flood insurance. So the earlier, the better on this. Also, keep in mind you have to maintain a record of this determination when you go through for the period of time that you own that loan. You can rely on third-party determinations, which and a lot of financial institutions do. Just keep in mind they have to be guaranteed. It's still your responsibility. So you can't just assign the responsibility to do these flood determinations to somebody else and take your hands off the wheel. No, if they screw up, then you screwed up. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. And you can pass along any fees if you have a third party doing it. You can pass those fees along to the customer. Also, if you've pulled a flood determination, do you have to do one every single time? And not required by the reg. So, like, let's say you have a subsequent MIRE event. Maybe you're making a new loan, but you're using that same collateral. Can you rely on the old determination that you pulled maybe a couple of years ago? And the answer is yes, you can. But there are certain things that it has to still be a good flood determination, which means under the reg, it has to be less than 7 years old. It has to be done on that formal standard flood hazard determination form, and the map has to still be current.